And how are you? This is Reverend Jess Foglesong from Touched by God Church. And we have a great lesson for you today. Something that pertains to many of us who live in different parts of the United States. My wife and I live out here on the West Coast at the Napa Valley, here in the Napa Valley, or right downtown in the city of Napa. And there's one thing we worry about here that doesn't happen very often, and that is earthquake. This is earthquake country. And others in the Middle West worry about tornadoes, and those who live on the East Coast worry about tornadoes and hurricanes. So you hear people say, why does God allow such devastation? Why do so many people have to die after a Category 4 hurricane sweep a region? Or why a slew of tornadoes ravish communities and towns? And powerful earthquakes create seismic havoc in parts of the world. And why do we have to endure such terrible loss of life and property? It seems like it's a never-ending cycle of death and destruction. Why do we have such powerful forces that overcome us, and hundreds and even thousands perish? Well, recently a tornado devastated the Oklahoma area. Lives were lost, children included. Rescue and relief was immediate, but families are still trying to pull the pieces back together. Again, this is a real reminder and awareness of the fierce force of nature. I have seen live coverage of a helicopter hovering high above in the rural countryside. They were simply filming and observing approaching thunderstorms and hoping to catch footage of funnel clouds dropping down. But out of a very deep, dark gray cloud, one did form and eventually touch ground, forming a snake-like vortex, a tornado. I eagerly watched this very evil-looking long funnel cloud touch the ground, spinning and tearing whatever was in its way. I saw it skip over objects and then down again, grinding and devouring trees and fences, buildings, meandering across the terrain as if it had a mind of its own. It seemed quite frightening. It was as if Mother Nature was cleaning and vacuuming. It was absolutely amazing to view and see the sheer force of the weather. Well, I asked myself, isn't it interesting that our Creator has put in place such forces that have been the process of Earth's weather from the beginning? Hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes are part of what make up our environment and climate. An earthquake is part of what keeps this planet Earth, from totally breaking up. It needs to move, stretch, and give a little, similar to an expansion bridge. Unfortunately, when it stretches too much, many who are in the wrong place perish or are injured. In other words, our Earth would not function properly without these interactions of nature. These are release mechanisms, energy within the atmosphere or mantle within the Earth, slowly building up and has to be vented somehow. Therefore, the release of pure energy by these magnificent, awesome forces ensure that our Earth maintain equilibrium, stability. This releasing of energy happens throughout the world and in various ways and forms. Unfortunately, we populate many of these regions and landscape. It would be nice to be able to predict when these forces strike, to have time to get out of harm's way. But for many in the world, it strikes without warning, without sound or whistle, leading to total devastation and catastrophic terror. Sometimes tens of thousands perish. And again, why does God allow such trepidation? All right, well, it is not his wish that his beloved human beings perish in any manner. His desire for us is everlasting life, free of sickness, free of environmental devastation, free of having to face death. Our Creator's wish is to have us live in peace and tranquility forever. But due to original sin committed by one of his creations, that utopia was put on hold. Sin, disobedience, alienation plunged the entire world into chaos. We became castaways. We as human beings became completely lost, deleted from the planet. But because of his grace and forgiving nature, he devised a way to bring us back into relationship with him. He created, he recreated and refashioned all of life, our earth, our entire universe, in order that we may have a place to dwell. Although tainted as functional human beings. And so, through time, millions of years, of Earth years, we have come to where we are able to exist and function somewhat harmoniously, although we are continually hampered and affected by the burden of the great forces of nature. At times unable to withstand the devastation and death toll that comes with it. We are part of an incomplete nature, a realm or sphere that is fractured by the presence of evil. And now we exist within a combination of the darkness and the light of God, the light of the life giver. And the day will arrive when all of life will be eternal, where relationship with the Father is constant and personal as it is with angels. God will bring us home to a place where there will be no death and no destruction from hurricanes, tornadoes, and earthquakes. His presence is confirmed again by his light, which greets us every day. When we open our eyes each morning, you see God. You see him in every living thing, and I might add, in every inanimate thing. As the ultimate life giver, without his presence, there is nothing. There is chaos. There is darkness. So, thank heavens, lucky us, that we are blessed with a gracious and benevolent leader of the universe and beyond, and that we can always count on him, no matter what. All we have to do is believe in him, believe in his presence, believe in his plan for us. All right. Again, a marvelous lesson for us, a message from God through Christ and through the Holy Spirit. And we'll stop here. Reverend Jess Foglesong. Enjoy day-to-day living here with the family, and we'll see you next time with another lesson. God's blessing to you.